an intuitive animal communicator that's already joined with us this morning. Hello, my Jasmine. It's
Hello,
so
good
good to see you.
morning.
Nice to
Hi.
see you too,
Nice
and
to
Christy.
see you. Jasmine is a
Oh,
good friend of mine. Now,
right.
I really want to know more about this because I've been talking to you about animal communication.
Yeah.
Now, can you please explain to me how do you get started being an intuitive animal communicator, Jasmine?
Well, I've always loved animals since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like really love them. I mean, like I've always been growing up with either cats or dogs
Yeah,
Okay.
you
because my
love
mom
cats.
also loves them. Yes, and when we were a child, I'm like we talk to our pets, right? I mean, like we talk to cats or dogs or even chicken and all that. And we thought that we understand them and we can really communicate with them. But then we actually can do that. The thing is about intuition is we all have it, all human have it. But when we go older,
Yeah.
we have so many demands and like burdens being an adult, and
Yeah,
we
tell me about
usually
it.
put our logic more and left our
Okay.
intuition behind. So when we were
Okay.
actually a child and we thought that we could understand them, it's actually the real intuition.
Oh,
So yeah,
wow.
yes, I wanted to be a vet, but I didn't do it.
Hey,
So
same here.
a few years ago, I started learning about animal communication from a few different teachers from Indonesia and also abroad. And well, yeah, here I am.
Oh,
Just investing my
wow.
energy and time every single day to
Okay.
practice more and more, so it will get better and stronger. The thing is about intuition is just like our muscle. So we have it. We all have it. We all have muscles. We all have intuition. But if we're not practicing it, we're not using it, we're
Yeah.
not working for it, it's there, but it's not really on the full potential. So
Yeah.
if we want our intuition to be sharp and strong, then we need to invest our time and energy every single day to actually practice it.
That was very interesting. And Shahnaz is one of the parents, You own the
Parents.
pet, and until right now, I'm not ready yet. I know I'm not ready yet. But I want to ask the difference, Kak Jasmine, between the person or the family or the people who own the pet, whatever it is, dog, cats, or something like that. What is the difference between the parents or with you, the animal communicator? Because we know that parents, maybe or most of them, spending a lot of more time with the pets and everything, and they also spend their energy to increase the intuitive and so on. So what does an animal communicator really do?
So the thing is, there are a lot of parents or this person who owns a human guardian, as I say it,
Yeah.
of the fellow animals. That just there, like having the fellow animals in the house, only saying things like "go there" or "be with me" or "let me hold you" or something, but not really listening what they have got to say, or not really understanding why is it they're doing this and that. So that's why I have like clients that asking me why their dogs or cats or guinea pig or iguana or birds are actually thinking about, because
Yeah.
they don't understand it. The thing is, actually, when I give out the result, some of them said that, well, I actually thought of that. That's the thing. That's the intuition. You actually might get it, but you may just ignore it because you're not sure about it.
Yeah, we're not
So
sure
the
about
thing
it.
is, the animal communicator is just a bridge of communication between the fellow animals and the human guardian.
Ooh, that's
And that
nice.
your intuition is a lot sharper than us, the parents of these furry animals, right? So I want to know, to be able to connect with this pet of ours, I don't know if it's possible for me to do so because it is it is challenging quite some time. Now I want to know, is communicating with animals or pets possible for everyone? So how do you start talking to them and feeling what they feel, knowing what they have to say?
So, well, intuition is a sacred gift to all humans. So every human has it. As I said before, it's like a muscle. There's this quote that I like from Albert Einstein saying that intuition is a sacred gift and rational mind is a faithful servant, and we've created a society that honor the servant more and forgetting the gift. So, we have created a society that we have to put our rational mind more and more and
Yeah.
forgetting that we actually have intuition.
Yeah.
So everyone actually can do it. It's just that would they willing to spend their time and energy to access that intuition? Because
Yeah.
when you're using your intuition, you have to put your logic aside.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because some of people in my workshop, because I teach people how to communicate with animals, right? Some of them who are more like labeling themselves as like I'm very logic, I cannot use intuition. No, there's no
That
such a thing
blocks.
as
Yeah.
intuition.
Yeah.
Yes, those people would may have a longer time to actually accessing their intuition because they have their label in their
Yeah.
mindset that
Barrier
they're
in
not
their
good.
mind. Yeah.
Yes, they do have that barrier. So they need to release that first and just believing in the intuition. Because sometimes there's this first thought, a subtle one from the intuition saying the answer, but then the logic or the ego just come up really
Yeah.
loudly.
That's my
And we
life.
sometimes cannot catch the intuition.
I'm sorry, Kakak.
No, you can do that, Shahnas, really.
Okay, we support
I will
Shahnas
start to listen to
to
my
remove
intuition
the
more.
block. Come on, Kakak, you
Yes.
can do it.
Because as someone who has a moon in Virgo, my intuition is just like
That's what I
Crush.
love
Alright, my mood is
talking
in
about
Pisces, so that's why my intuition is
communication.
high.
Not only from people to people, but also for the animals and everything. Communication and the way you communicate is changing life for sure. So, Kak Jasmine, we know in the process to sharpen our intuition, we know that it is not a simple journey, and during the process, we cannot always contact you 24/7, right? So as a parent or as someone who having a pet and want to sharpen the intuitive, what can we learn from our pet's behavior to maybe step by step understand their basic needs, such as maybe are they okay or what they're feeling and what the gesture mean in daily activity?
Okay, the thing is, what I've learned from my experiences is like if a dog wagging their tail, they say that it's happy dog, right?
yeah.
But behaviorists would say that because from their behavior, they seem to be happy because they're wagging their tail. But when you communicate with them, and in some cases, right, when you communicate with them and they got quite comfortable with you, they would actually reveal that there is a sadness perhaps beneath that, or maybe issues or something. So just like us humans, sometimes we smile on the outside but we cry on the inside. That's the same thing that can happen to them as well. So for me, basic needs like food, water, and place to stay and exercises are not only the basic needs, but if we can communicate with them and they also like they want to feel heard, they want to feel understood, they want to feel happy just like us. So they have the right to not just to live but to live happily. And to be able to live happily is not just those basic needs like food and water and that, but also how to be heard, how to be understood. And if we communicate with them, and that would actually be like a big help for them to finally be heard, feel that they're heard and understood. So yes, if we can actually communicate with them, that would be like a really great thing to do. That's really my goal. Like so many, I really want like as many human can communicate with their animals.
Yeah, me
and
too.
not actually putting it the burden for the professional animal communicators. So, because you can actually do it yourself, right?
Yeah. Okay, so this is new to me to know that animals also have this emotional depth that we need to dive into and we need to understand them. Now, I also want to know, Jasmine, if we communicate with our pets, I want to know what are the basic rules that maybe we can apply at home and trying to understand, because I have two dogs, as you know, I have Pablo and also Bong Bong. Those two are very different because the one, the character is very bubbly and the other one is very melancholic, very content. Now, I want to know how they feel on their daily needs, because I know that I fulfilled all all the
Needs.
the needs, the basic needs. But I also want to know how they can connect with each other, because we know that they also communicate one another, right?
They do. They do. So yeah, well, what we can do is actually ask them, because there is no general answers to that, because each individual of fellow animals also have their character, and you know that. I mean, like you
Yeah.
see that Pablo is different, right?
Yeah.
So one is bubbly and one is more melancholy. But then that's the thing. The first thing is that's also intuitive animal communication by you
Yeah.
understanding their character. But then if you want to dig deeper, you can actually like be still. That's actually the key, to be still and to be in a meditative state, like being, you do yoga, right? After
I
you do
do.
yoga, maybe you want to do some meditation afterwards,
Yes,
and then just
always.
let your mind, yes, let your mind just rest,
Yeah.
and try to communicate with them afterwards.
Now
Just see.
that's the funny thing, because every time I meditate, Pablo just always walked to me, and then he sat next to me, and he's a companion. He's my meditation companion. I don't know why
I saw it
until
on your
now.
Insta story, although it's
He's the
timeless, I
Benji,
realize
right?
it.
Yes, he's
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
puffy one.
That's why Pablo is always with you, right, Kakak?
Yes.
Like what
the energy.
I always admire when Kakak Shahnaz made a time lapse for the yoga, because
For the
it
yoga,
reminds
right?
me
Yes.
to do your exercise. And I realize sometimes that I don't know, it's a Pablo or Dong Dong,
Bong Bong. It's Pablo. The puffy one is Pablo.
Pablo or a Bong Bong, but I realized that one of your pets is accompanying you during your yoga time.
Always.
That was very sweet of them. But basically, Kakak Jasmine, I also want to ask, we know in some cases, I really sad when it comes to my Insta story and knowing that my friends lost their pets. And of course, as an animal communicator, you take a part, or maybe you can help them. So can you tell us more about that?
So there are some cases that I took few months ago, because right now I'm not actually opening for lost animals services.
Okay.
For me, it's quite draining. So last month, no, a few months ago, there were these like very interesting cases. I mean, like this cat is actually showing me scent of where they are.
Wow.
So they were showing scent of deep fried food and vegetable with a coconut milk sauce, and also sweat, and also a sewage drain. So turned out that the cat is actually on this little restaurant called Warteg
Really?
nearby the house.
Wow. Oh, wow, 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 wow. And then,
So it was just that showing me the scent, because we're communicating intuitively through senses. One of them is also scent.
Ah,
it
I
was
see.
really
That's
amazing. I don't
interesting.
know from your point of view, Shahnaz.
That's interesting. Okay, I will try to smell Bong Bong and Pablo more. Now, for my last question would be, Jasmine, for us, parents, one with so many pets, the ones that really, really love pets, really want to communicate with animals. Do you have any special tips for us to really try to understand them?
The thing is that they do understand you. So and
Aww.
also they do understand you, and they sense energy so strongly. So that's why Pablo loves to come to you when you're meditating, because you give out this really calm and calm energy. So he might like it, and that's the same thing as well. With if our pet is suddenly changing their behavior, maybe suddenly if a cat maybe like peeing outside the litter box, or suddenly a dog being aggressive or something, then we need to see what is the energy that's changing drastically in the household, because they're absorbing energy so much. So when the human guardian is super sad suddenly, or being anxious or depressed or mad at something, or there's a change, like there's a new person in the household, or maybe there's a baby, and those changes might actually affecting the fellow
Really?
animals in the house. Yes, so that's why some of the cases is like the cats are peeing on the bed every so often when the human guardians start to get pregnant.
Oh.
And it's like, because the cat feels the differences but not being told what's the changing is.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you maybe if there's a situation that may being changed and you have a fellow animal in the house, then you need to talk to them and say that there's this thing that's going on. They actually understand it.
Ah, okay.
That would be a good thing. You can talk to your
Yes.
fellow animals; they would understand it, and that's the simplest thing. Maybe if we want to hear what they're saying, you might need have to practice more for that.
Yeah.
But if you talk to them, they would understand it.
Oh, okay. This
You might understand it, but they might not want to do it
is okay.
because they also have free will, right?
Yes, they have their own will. I know they have,
Yes.
and this is very interesting for me because yeah, I've been a dog person all my life, and the one thing that I always try to do when communicating with them is to look deep into their eyes because I know their eyes just telling me lots of things, and I know I just love looking at their eyes, and
Don't cry, don't cry. So, Kak Jasmine, once again,
Jasmine.
thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. I know that it's on the talk show, but it's
Thank you
mean
so
a
much.
lot
Yeah.
for parents or animal guardians like Kak Shanas and the
Yeah.
family. And for me, it's that there is a lot of noted before I joined one of the animal or soul into my family.
Yeah, I say if you're not ready, it's okay. Take your time because I
Yeah.
know that they are soulmates.
Yeah.
If you see them and they are your soulmates, they would actually connect with you.
I know, I get it. So, thanks for having me. So once again, thank you so much, Jasmine,
Thank you.
for your
Thank
time
you
and
so much
beautiful
for
talk.
having me
Thank
as
you.
well.
Best of luck
Have a
on
good
your
weekend.
journey.
Have a good
Bye. Have a
day,
good weekend
Jasmine.
too. So I know it's very interesting, Kakak. You just